Thank you for watching. Today we are going to generate and analyze patterns. So the standard we will be covering is 4.OA.C.5, and it is to generate a number or shape pattern that follows a given rule. Identify apparent features of the pattern that were not explicit in the rule itself. Our learning target and success criteria is today you will generate a shape pattern that follows a rule. So you can identify features of a pattern that are not explicit in the rule itself. You know you will have it when you can explain the explicit features of a shape pattern. So we are going to move on to some vocab. So a pattern is something that I wanted you to know because I think it is important to understand this before we get started. So a pattern is a sequence of numbers that follows a specific rule. So for example, you have the numbers 2, 4, 6, and 8. You know the pattern in it is you add 2 to each number to get the next number in the sequence. But today we are going to use pattern blocks to be able to generate our pattern and analyze why. Now it's time to solve some problems. We're going to start off with an easier problem today because I want to get your brains flowing first. So we're just going to do a triangle, a square, a triangle, and one more square. So a triangle has 3 sides, and we know a square has 4 sides. Now if a triangle comes next in our pattern, and we look and we know that it has 3 sides, and we just look 3, 4, we know that 3 comes next. And then if a square is our next shape, we know the square has 4 more sides. Now if I asked you to find the next number in our pattern, what would you say it would be? Hopefully you would say it would be a 3 because it follows our 3, 4, 3, 4, 3 pattern. Now we're going to move on to something a little bit harder. Now we have our hexagons, a rhombus, a trapezoid, hexagon, a rhombus, and another trapezoid. We're going to kind of squeeze it on there. So we know a hexagon has 6 sides, a rhombus has 4 sides, and then a trapezoid has 4 more sides. So now the way we're going to be able to meet our standard and identify the explicit rules stated in the pattern is when we cover the rest of our pattern and see this number 6 to 4. So we know there's a difference of 2. But you have to notice from 6 to 4 you take away 2. So you're subtracting 2 here. Here from 4 to 4 there's no difference. But then from 4 to 6, because a hexagon has 6 sides, there is another difference of 2. But this time, from 4 to 6, you have to add 2. And then we're going to go back to our rhombus and then our trapezoid. So here we can see the subtractant of 2, the pattern, and the no change between the 4 and the 4. So we know this number pattern is important. And we can see that using the shapes because it's important to realize this because it helps you recognize patterns and you can explain the reasoning why behind it. We are going to do one more example and then we are going to be done for the day. Alright, so we are going to do a triangle, a square, a hexagon, and a triangle, and a square. So we know a triangle has 3 sides, a square has 4, and a hexagon has 6. So what is the difference between 3 and 4? You just add 1. And what's the difference between 4 and 6? You just add 2. But when we go from 6 to what would be our next number? It would be 3 because of a triangle. And then the next one would be 4 So from 6 to 3, we're subtracting 3, and then from 3 to 4 again, we're adding 1. Now using this, I want you to find out the 7th number in our pattern. So what would be our 7th number in our pattern? We would find this out by, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here already stated. So if our square is next, we know a hexagon comes next after that. And since this would be our 6th number in the pattern, and then after our hexagon we know another triangle comes. So then we have 6 and 3 again. And then we know our difference is subtracted by 3. So we know since 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we know our 7th number in our sequence is 3. And we can find our defined patterns. So today we have met our standard because we can explain why and identify those. So thank you for watching.